going to be doing a fall kind of Halloween themed soap today, and this part will be pretty easy. This is actually going to be in conjunction with the July Soap Challenge Club, and that is about, it's ruffles. It's kind of a manipulated ruffle with some very thick dough. So what I'm going to do, not dough, but batter. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pour everything and then let it harden. I'm actually heading out of town for finally a family vacation, and this will be great to get it done, and that part can be added on later. So I'm going to be making a full batch. I'm going to be doing it in round molds so that they will be nice and round, and I'm using pumpkin souffle from Brambleberry. I have some activated charcoal in there because I want them to be dark so they have a nice design on top. I have a couple ideas, but I'm not quite sure as far as the Soap Challenge Club part goes how it will work, because I don't have very much experience with working with really thick batter like that, and I've never done piping. It's just not something that I've had any interest in doing, so it's going to be kind of like working with that. I mean, I've done the soap dough, I've done the painting, I've done some other things, so we'll see how that goes. The rest of the bars, I'm going to be using these two stamps that I bought last year. I haven't used them yet, but I have the Pumpkin King, Jack Skellington, and then I have just a pumpkin face. So I will stamp them, and then I'll fill those in with mica. But, you know, for the Challenge Club, it's going to take some time to paint all of those, or I guess use the palette knife and put them on and do the texturing. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of those. The bulk of them will be the stamp with the mica in. Let's go ahead and get started. Probably noticed in the video that was not a well-behaved fragrance, unfortunately, and this was that pumpkin souffle. Right here it says behaves well in cold process. I went to the website and looked at it, and yes, it still says that, so I don't know if I got a bad batch. I looked at the reviews. The majority of them say it's well behaved, but there are a few that it said it accelerated. This was not a slight acceleration. This was I'd say probably a moderate one. So I was able, as you saw, this one was the first one, and it's nice till about here, and then I'm starting to get some bubbles in there. And you can even see through here where I have some color variations from things really not stirring well because I didn't have time. And I didn't emulsify it very much, the initial batter. This was that second one, so I've got some pretty, like right there, this was the bottom. I've got some pretty big holes, big pockets in there, and I banged it down on the counter too, and then this was that last little bit. So not very happy with how that fragrance behaved, since it was supposed to be well behaved. You know, sometimes you get a slight acceleration, whatever. That was not a slight. That was definitely a moderate acceleration. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them open. Probably what I'm going to do, and I've had to do this. Sorry, I can't talk. I've had to do this before with some that accelerated, and basically sacrifice some ugly ones, and then wad them up, squish them real good, wrap them up, make soap dough out of them, and then fill in the holes. And also, kind of with the challenge this month, the Soap Challenge Club one, it did talk about tops, but it didn't say not the sides. So the only thing that we can't do is inlaid designs, which I'm not doing. You can do soap dough, you can do painting, you can do all these things, but the majority of it has to be the semicircular ruffled layers or decoration. So I could even put some on the side as long as the majority of it is on the top. So anyway, enough chatting. I'm going to cut them open. Hopefully most of them are good, and then fill in what I can, but we'll make it work. Ahead and stamped all these. I have the Pumpkin King ones there and the Jack-o'-lantern there. I will go ahead and paint these with mica. I'll just use either a white or silver mica on those, and then I'll do a fun orange on those. The ones over here, these ones are wonky, so these will definitely be used for the challenge. And this one, did the jack-o'-lantern face on there. I do have some of the leftover that I kneaded really good, so this will be my soap dough if I want to do any embellishments on there at all. So I want to put a stem on there. I do still have a variety of colors. Not really good for fall. They're more kind of tropical greens and blues, but I can maybe make some things work. But I can always use the back side of those. Some of these aren't as pretty because remember how I said I needed to fill some stuff in, so you can kind of see there where I filled in some of those holes. So I have plenty to pick from to use for that design. This one I'll give to the girls. It had two giant like holes in it, so I'm like I just like started smashing the dough on, the soap dough on, and I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like ears, and I have these little eyelash ones. So I'll just give this one to the girls because I think it's really, really funny. I'll paint a little bit of pink in there and maybe put a little face on. It's not the prettiest thing, but it would be fun, and it's totally usable soap. So anyway, I thought that was really cute. So come back when I'll be painting these and then working on the actual challenge part. So yeah, we'll be getting there. Getting ready to do the ruffle part. Here are my design ideas going with pumpkin fall themes. And there are the soaps I'm going to use. I've got the stamp on one side, and we'll try doing the ruffles on the other side. And then here are my colors that I've gotten done. I hope I didn't let them set up too much. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. This is definitely way beyond piping. I've never done piping, but there's no way you could do this. This is pretty stiff, but that's from what they said. That's what it's supposed to be. We'll see. Okay, anyway, the colors I'm using, I have Mocha from Nurture. I have Copper from Brambleberry, Apple Moss Green from Brambleberry, Evergreen from Brambleberry, and then I have, let's see, Orange Salsa Mica and Siesta Sunset Orange mica. So that would be, this would be that Siesta Sunset. That would be the Copper. I didn't put a lot in there. And then that one would be the Orange Salsa. This one is the Apple Moss. And this one is Evergreen. It's actually kind of interesting because when you put these two colors in, that's that one. That one looks actually, well, it doesn't look bad there, but when you put them in the container, they look very light. The Mocha Brown, this one, it's not a super warm brown, it's more of a cool brown. Anyway, okay, let's see what happens. Fingers crossed I can get something.